Coming to the second entry in the more slice-of-lifestyle Equestria Girls episode series, I'm already more intrigued because they've completely removed the high school setting. Doesn't happen often, but I do appreciate when the writers decide to add more variety. But while I'd say movie magic actually has a few elements I enjoyed more than dance magic, I think there may also be more problems overall when comparing the two. However, does that make movie magic better or worse than dance magic? Let's have a look-see. The story begins with the main seven on a movie set, watching the latest Daring Do film in production, which of course means we get to see even more of Fangirl Rainbow Dash. She may not be quite as expressive here as she is in the original series, but it's always a welcome bit of comedy. Now, the main conflict here is surrounding a mystery of missing costumes and movie props, complete with a cloaked figure in the background trying to make things worse until the production is shut down completely. Look, they even have a montage of trying to chase down the villain while wearing costumes. Anyone else getting a Scooby-Doo vibe here? Look, they even have Pinkie Pie and Spike constantly thinking about food. All joking aside, when I first read the synopsis for this episode, I was worried that everyone would start blaming Rainbow Dash for stealing the movie props because she's such a fangirl of anything Daring Do related. Given that dance magic was already sharing quite a few similarities with Rarity Takes Manhattan, I figured they might also be going down the route of Rarity Investigates. But instead, it's just a straight-up mystery with a blatantly obvious culprit. The animators have thrown in more than a few fan-pandering scenes, and I was more than a little surprised to see all the Power Ponies costumes, but as for the main mystery itself? I actually think Rarity Investigates was more engaging. We saw all the clues right alongside Rarity in the story. Her explanation behind them later on was actually very intriguing. And you completely buy the idea that she's the only one who could have figured those clues out. Movie magic, however, feels less engaging and even less fun with its mystery. On the other hand, I was genuinely surprised to see that the main seven still have their latent magical abilities from Camp Everfree. And even mention, hey, maybe we really should be using them more often. I've wanted to see more magical elements added to the Equestria Girls series to add some variety, so kudos to the writers for keeping it in. And while we're on that subject, I was also surprised to see that this episode feels like a bit of a follow-up to Dance Magic. They immediately reference that the main seven were allowed to be on this movie set because they raised the necessary funds for Camp Everfree. And even from the ending, it seems very likely to be building up towards the next episode with a recurring villain. I've yet to see mirror magic, but from the synopsis I read several weeks back, I figured they were going to have difficulty introducing a new character who has a grudge against the main seven in only 22 minutes. Seeing that all three of these shorter slice-of-life episodes are building up a bit of continuity was a welcomed addition. Now, that's not to say that this Juniper has been made into an interesting character as of yet. Both her introduction and her motivations are rather weak in comparison to previous antagonists of the Equestria Girls series. In the end, I actually think Dance Magic had a more compelling conflict and more interesting motivations behind it. But on the plus side, the addition of more magical elements, a bit more of a nod towards continuity, funnier moments from the characters, and even some surprising costumes from past episodes actually does make movie magic a bit more memorable in the long run. It's like I said at the beginning. Movie magic actually has a few elements I enjoyed more than dance magic, but I still believe it has more problems overall when comparing the two. We still have one more entry to go for the Equestria Girls this year, and in my opinion, that has the most potential to be interesting and memorable based solely on the synopsis alone. We'll just have to wait and see how it fares out. In the meantime, though, what were your thoughts on movie magic? How does it compare to the other two entries for Equestria Girls this year? Leave your thoughts in the comments below, and let us hope for even more focus on magical elements in the series' future. I am Dr. Wolf, and I look forward to hearing from you.